course, there are plenty of women serial killers out there. We just don't get caught. Hi, welcome to my channel. It is Readers Week, so I have a flash piece for you. Before I start reading this one, though, I do want to let you know that this accent I'm going to use is the accent that was in my head while I wrote it. It's supposed to be an English or British or maybe a combination of both. It's bad. If it gets too bad, I'm leaving the words up so you can just kind of turn my voice off and read it yourself. As well, if you don't like audiobooks, or if you're a fast reader and you want to just go to it, my web link is down below. That'll take you directly to this website, and you can go directly to Murder and Flowers, which is what I'm going to be reading today. All right, Murder and Flowers, flash fiction thriller, Cheryl Marassi. I am quite exhausted of hearing the fact that men are serial killers. I mean, how often do we hear of a woman serial killer? Sure, it has taken place in the past. However, names of serial killers that come to mind are Jack the Ripper. I love him, by the way. And Jeffrey Dahmer, the man who never let his murders go to waste. Ate them up. Yummy. But never does a woman's name come to mind when one thinks of serial killers. There is, of course, a reason for that. See, the old saying holds true. Anything a man can do, a woman can do better. Of course, there are plenty of women serial killers out there. We just don't get caught. My dear, I am so pleased you could make it to my home this afternoon. How did you find your way? I ask the 17-year-old darling who sits uncomfortably upright in my kitchen chair. Her long blonde hair is thick and reminds me of the yarn-haired dolls I mutilated as a child. Do you mean, did I find my way here okay? She adjusts herself in the chair. Sorry, I didn't quite understand the question. I lean forward in my chair, placing my face within 2 feet of hers. I breathe her in, filling my lungs to capacity. Flowers. She smells like fresh-cut wildflowers, and my body begins to tingle with excitement, but I must control myself. Yes, dear, how did you find your way? It was okay. I didn't use GPS, if that's what you mean. I did as you requested and picked up a map from the store and found my way here from that. She smiles. That's the first time I ever used a map. I won't have any problems driving your child around while you are at work. Oh, good, good. And did you also leave your phone at home so you would not be tempted to use that GPS? Yes, I did. And where does your family believe you are right now? She pauses. Her eyes slightly squint and her head tilts a little to the side. A job interview. Splendid, dear, splendid, as right you are. She looks around the room a little more closely now. She even leans to her left to get a view of the family room. It, as is the kitchen, is spotless and filled with expensive furniture and beautiful breakable artifacts. Dare I say, she looks a little uneasy? Delicious. Where, she starts, is the child I'll be a nanny to here? I don't see any toys. My heart is beginning to race, and I feel slightly lightheaded from the rush that is beginning to flow through my body. Her pupils are growing larger, and her skin, is it a shade lighter? Yes. Oh, I keep everything in Jacob's room. He's sleeping in his crib right now, through those doors. I point to the double-entry door behind her. Go see him. But, shh. Try not to wake him, I say with my head tilting down in admiration of my baby Jacob. She looks uneasy, but stands and does as she is told. I follow with soft footsteps behind her. The doors are silent as she opens them. A blue boat-themed room is displayed before her, and in the middle there is a white crib with a bundle of joy inside. Joy is in the heart of the beholder, after all. An odor fills the room that was not there earlier. It is an odor that I am quite familiar with, yet not at all fond of. I am certain she must smell it too. She, however, will not be familiar with what the smell is, and, of course, she will be her most polite and not even mention it. Wonderful girl. She looks back at me before approaching Jacob, as if to get final consent to approach my love. Yes, dear, go on, go on. She quietly places her face over the crib, looking at the bundle below her. She can't see his face, of course. Well, I know why she cannot see the face. There simply is not one. But she does not know that yet. I don't see him. Is he in the blanket? I'm afraid he may be suffocating. I can't see his face. Oh dear, he is fine. I give a slight chuckle. But please, feel better and remove the blanket from his face. Oh no, if you think this is okay, I'm sure it is. You had better remove the blanket, just in case. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to little Jacob. She reaches into the crib and begins to tug at the wrapped bundle of blue and white striped cloth. And that is my cue to pull the blade from under the rocking chair cushion. I stand closely behind her. She is god-awfully slow. She is a careful one, isn't she? And then she stops. She does not move. I listen. I lean in closer and listen. She does not breathe. Yes, she sees what is in the cotton cover. The blood-stained cotton cover. And there it is. Oh yes, her scream, it makes me feel. And there it is again. Another scream. So alive. I feel so alive. She turns and tries to run, but how can she when my knife is in her chest? She tries to gasp, but she can't breathe at the moment. Her eyes fill with fear. Tantalizing. I soak that in before pulling the blade from her. Hunched and trying to hold in her blood, she moves toward the door. I skewer her back, the knife sliding easily between her ribs, but grazing the bone just enough to feel the dull grind as I pull it back out. She screams. There. Now she is breathing again. Good for her. She continues to hobble to the door, and I quickly slice through her soft flesh. Anywhere. Doesn't really matter where. Until she falls to the ground. Blood is everywhere, as though an artist has splash-painted red acrylic into a pattern only he understands. She has fallen and is nothing but a whimpering pile of blood-drenched flesh. She watches as I move toward her, her body no longer allowing her to do much else than stare up at me. I slice her wrist and watch the blood flow. I don't know if they are coherent at this point. Certainly in shock. But coherent, I'm not so sure. But I talked to her anyway. Gotcha! Didn't I? Everyone feels so safe when interacting with a woman. There's never a second thought about safety. Ever. You didn't think about safety, did you? You silly, silly girl. You even left your phone behind, something I'm quite certain you would not have done had I been a man. No one will ever trace you here now. I pause. How did you like the bundle in the crib, by the way? I walk over and grab the decaying arm from the crib. Do you recognize it? This arm? Not that I expect her to answer. She just stares as I wave it. Hello, in front of her face. It's your mother's arm. Her interview was earlier this morning. Her eyes glaze over. She is gone. Exquisite. That moment of departure is what I live for. I wonder if her mommy just pulled her to heaven. Who knows? I guess the sexist fact that men have the stigma of being serial killers is a good thing. People just trust me because I am a woman. Therefore, I am permitted to do much more killing than they ever could. And because I am a woman, and so very clever, I will never get caught. Okay guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Do me a favor and leave your comments below on your thoughts of my story. My channel is me learning how to become a better writer while I'm working on my current novel. So any critiques would be great. Good ones, bad ones, medium ones, anything. So help me out, leave a comment below, let me know what you thought, and I will see you next week. Bye.